Okay, so we're going to shift quite drastically from talking about classes and school materials to clothes and colors. This is a very important lesson because when talking about colors, we're talking about adjectives, and adjectives work very differently in Spanish than from English. ¿Qué es esto? What's this? ¿Qué quiere decir impermeable? Impermeable quiere decir raincoat. El impermeable es amarillo. ¿Qué quiere decir amarillo? Amarillo quiere decir yellow. The raincoat is yellow. Now, as you'll see, there are several different ways to use a word that's a color. Amarillo is just one way to say yellow. Remember that everything in Spanish has gender. Therefore, we could say amarillo, amarilla, or if we have multiple items being plural, we could say amarillos or amarillas. ¿Qué quiere decir chaqueta? That's a jacket. Chaqueta quiere decir jacket. Jacket is feminine. Una chaqueta, a jacket. La chaqueta es negra. Negra quiere decir black. The jacket is black. Notice how we change negro, the masculine form, to negra, because we're describing the jacket. La chaqueta es negra. La is feminine, chaqueta is feminine, so negra has to be feminine. What if we have more than one thing? Unos calcetines. Socks. Calcetines quiere decir socks. Some socks. ¿De qué color son? Los calcetines son blancos. Los is plural. Calcetines is plural. So is the verb, son. And therefore, blancos has to be plural. To say white, we could say blanco, blanca, blancos, or blancas. It depends on what we're describing. If you've got calcetines, you're going to need these. Unos zapatos. ¿Qué quiere decir zapatos? Zapatos quiere decir shoes. It's masculine. Los zapatos son amarillos y negros. Notice I have two colors here. Both of the colors are going to have to be plural. Amarillos, negros. The shoes are yellow and black. Both yellow and black are describing the shoes, so they both have to be plural. Una blusa. ¿Qué quiere decir una blusa? Blusa es blouse. La blusa es anaranjada. Anaranjada quiere decir orange. The word for the fruit is in this color, anaranjada. The fruit is called a naranja. Oftentimes in Spanish, you'll hear somebody describe something as de color naranja, which doesn't change because an orange doesn't change. The fruit doesn't change, but it's sometimes used as a color. Because we're describing la blusa, or the blouse, we say la blusa es anaranjada. It's feminine. Now, gender is a tricky thing in Spanish. How do you determine the gender of an item? Well, sometimes I just simply don't know. It goes back to the origin of the word. Sometimes it doesn't really make sense given some of the traditional understandings for gender. So don't think because an article of clothing is for one gender or another, which is erroneous anyway, right? That it's going to be of that gender linguistically. Let me show you an example of what I'm saying. Una falda. Okay, well, you traditionally think of that as worn by females. Una falda. That doesn't make it feminine just because traditionally females wear it. La falda es gris. Gris quiere decir gray. This is a color that's not going to change its gender. It doesn't have a masculine or a feminine form. La falda es gris. If we were talking about el impermeable, for example, it would still be gris. But I kind of deviated a little bit. We're talking about la falda, right? And thinking about gender norms. That does not apply to the language. Here's an example. Un vestido. ¿Qué quiere decir un vestido? Un vestido is a dress. Now this comes from the verb to dress, which is vestir or vestirse. Therefore, un vestido is a dress. El vestido es azul. Wait, that's masculine. That kind of breaks with what our stereotypical ideas of who wears a dress is, right? El vestido es azul. That's masculine. Azul quiere decir blue. But azul, like gris, is not going to change. El impermeable es azul. La falda es azul. It doesn't matter. Azul is going to stay the same unless it's plural. Una camisa. ¿Qué quiere decir una camisa? Una camisa quiere decir shirt. La camisa es azul. Notice that we just described el vestido es azul, and now we're saying la camisa es azul. Azul didn't change. La camisa, which is feminine, is still azul. El vestido, which is masculine, es azul. Una camiseta. Wow, it's a lot like camisa, right? The difference is that camiseta has a T, therefore it's a T-shirt. Camiseta, T-shirt. La camiseta es marrón y amarilla. The T-shirt is brown and yellow. Yellow changes. Yellow is describing la camiseta. Marrón does not. Marrón quiere decir brown. Some people use the word café, color café, or the color of coffee. I like how Spanish uses objects to describe color sometimes. Unos pantalones o unos jeans. Hard to tell in the picture. Los jeans son azules. Los jeans is plural, so we do have to change azules in this case. It doesn't have gender, but it can be singular or plural. Los jeans son azules. The jeans are blue. Pantalones is a more general term for pants. Comes from pantaloons. And here we have pantalones cortos. Now in English we would just say shorts. Obviously the word cortos means shorts or short pants. In Spanish you can't simply say los cortos or the shorts. You have to say it all together. Los pantalones cortos, shorts. Un traje. Remember the J makes a H sound. Un traje. ¿Qué quiere decir un traje? Traje quiere decir suit. El traje es negro. The suit is black. Wait a minute. That's a traje too? Yeah, but it's a traje de baño. Baño is for bathing, and sometimes it's used for a bathroom. Un traje de baño is a bathing suit. El traje de baño es verde. The bathing suit is green. Verde quiere decir green. Think of the word verdant. The word verdant in English means green. Now, we're not describing baño here, even though I just said sometimes it's bathroom or the bathtub. We're describing el traje. So don't let the fact that de baño comes between what we're describing and the color. Verde is for traje. Doesn't matter in this case because verde, like azul and gris and marrón, doesn't change. It doesn't have a masculine and a feminine form. Verde is always verde, whether we're describing a traje or a falda, etc. ¿Qué son? Son guantes. Son guantes de oro o guantes dorados. They're gold. Now, gold in itself is not a color in Spanish. It's a thing. And therefore, the first description, los guantes de oro, means of gold. They're made of gold. Now, we would use this if they were literally made of gold, and so therefore we might use dorados or golden. In using adjectives in Spanish, you can't make a noun an adjective. If it's a noun, you have to use de, such as de oro, or de naranja, or de café, because those are all things, and they're not in and of themselves adjectives. We're going to study adjectives a lot more this year, and as you move up and learn more Spanish, you're going to keep coming back to adjectives. I hope this has been helpful for you. Keep studying your vocabulary on clothing and colors.